Hello everybody and welcome to the Grateful Purpose podcast. I'm here with my gorgeous bestie. So let's get right into it. Introduce yourself, tell everybody about yourself, let's get into it.
My name is Juliette. I'm 22. I'm a first-gen American fashion designer. New Yorker my whole life. My parents came from the USSR, and that was like a big thing growing up because I literally grew up with 7 people in my house, 3 generations of like great-grandparents to, you know, parents, and like so blessed, so grateful for that.
Yeah.
But I grew up in that like, we came here to make a better life for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's been my whole spiel, is to make a better life going on.
Okay, amazing. So Julia, you go to F.I.T.
Yes.
We met through the Creators Loft. We've been besties on social media. Creators Loft was a whole thing. We were just kind of getting into it. But yeah, so that is Juliette's little background. Now, my actual kind of first question getting into it. If tomorrow there was a TikTok ban on, you're a student, you're into fashion. If there was a TikTok ban but like on your career of fashion, what would be like your plan B? What would you do?
So it's funny you asked that because not too long ago I had lost my eyesight and I thought I did need to find a plan B. I was already in my sophomore year of college, the pandemic began, and it was crazy. I don't actually talk about this a lot.
Wait, I didn't know this about you.
Yeah, it's something I kept on the low for a long time just because it's been embarrassing, but I always thought like, oh my god, what's going to be my plan B? And I was really going to be like Ross Geller from Friends, becoming an archaeologist, even though I couldn't see. I was just so prepared to like switch my life.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, I gotta do fashion one way or another. So I started looking into other ways I could still work in the industry, and it was crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, but thankfully, like, my vision is pretty good now because I've been properly medicated for it.
Wow.
We love it.
Love a medical.
For real. There goes all of my work. But yeah, it was like, now I really had to make myself believe in like I can do something again. So my plan B, it would have been being a fashion journalist but not writing anything. Like I would just hear everything and translate it, you know?
That's honestly really cool. Well, thank you for sharing that, because that's kind of tying into, my next question of like, how do you deal with your mental health on a daily basis, and dealing with something like that? Like, that's your eyesight, sis.
No, literally. It was like losing like something you never. I was 20 when this started happening, by the way. I'm 22 now, so it's been a couple years.
Recent.
It's very recent.
Like, that's crazy.
It was so the way I deal with my mental health, I just had to keep creating a good mindset for myself. So for example, through music, because like I was like, okay, I gotta utilize my other senses. Hearing, I picked up the guitar.
Oh wow.
It was really like fun. I don't play it anymore.
Okay.
But like for that whole first year, that's all I was doing, was playing guitar, trying to mimic songs that I love. Making like playlists on Spotify, like specifically for affirmations. Like there's it can be like good music, like for example, like Juliette and I.
Yeah.
She has some powerful songs, right?
Oh my god.
You put that in a morning playlist next to an affirmation that you're like a baddie.
Yes.
You're set for the day, and it's just like always repeating in my head afterwards, like after I listen to it. Another way is just like eating for myself, like eating what I want to eat. What I love and hate about social media is like the recipes, right? But it'll always make you feel like, am I eating what I want to eat, or am I eating what's enough for my body's nutrition?
Period. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so. I love that you said affirmations though, because I feel like that's what I was talking to Sasha about in the last episode and everything, is like, it's really what you put your mindset to. You can really either wake up and be like a negative Nancy, or you can wake up and you can be like, you know what, like I'm willing to just be positive. Although some days I'm sure it's hard living in the city and just like.
No, absolutely. And it's one of those things where you have to choose, like you have to make that choice for yourself, because no one else is gonna.
Absolutely.
Like people could be on your side telling you like, go, like you got this, but if you don't believe it, like it's not gonna it's just about like really putting yourself first.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think especially like with social media, we're both content creators, and it's so hard, but especially what you said about like food and everything, it's like you see all these recipes, but then you're like, okay, but like, do I want like a fried zucchini, or do I just want to get the mozzarella stick and like also have a side of like broccoli? I don't know, because it's always like food is fuel, especially on our content days when we don't eat.
Right. Absolutely.
Like the creators left. I don't think I ate a lot during Fashion Week.
No, it was bad. Like, I had to
So
keep remembering, let me step out of here and, like,
Yeah.
get some fries or something.
Get something or anything in you, but I definitely think affirmations, I love. What's your like go-to affirmation?
Not to shamelessly plug them, but, like, Affirmation Babe on Spotify. I'm a Spotify girly, but
Love. We're on Spotify.
one of her, one of her affirmation that she has, it's literally, like, a gratitude affirmation. Like,
Okay.
say 5 things you're grateful for. Like, the first 5 things you think of. And I think it's so sweet, because I'm like, oh, that's... Like, when I do it, I feel so much better about, like, how I'm going to start my day. And,
Yeah.
like, wow, like, I'm grateful for these things. I can go on, you know? Like, and
Yeah.
just do what I feel is, like, morally, consciously right within
Yeah.
myself.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love that. Honestly, I feel like, especially with social media today, it's either like some people are really like negative, some people, especially when it comes to mental health, it's something that I feel like nobody like talks about on a daily basis. And then with social media and creating content, how do you kind of go about your mental health? How do you like, do you compare yourself to others? Or are you getting like, because I know I'm so guilty of doing that. I'm like, dang, her feed is so good. But then other days I try to like motivate myself. How do you kind of get out of that rut?
Okay, so I felt you in my core right now when you said that, because I was just telling you a few minutes ago, when I see like you on my feed, I'm literally inspired, because I'm like I can't help it, you know, like you're so good, you just hit the mark every time, and I'm like, yes, this is what I want to see on my feed. Like, I feel like since like we always relate back to the pandemic, but like since the pandemic, yeah, like Instagram, TikTok, whatever, they can become so draining and terrible, and it's like you don't get as much of the happy, you know, go lucky, whatever you want to see on your feed, because so much other stuff is raining in. So like the way I try and go about it is just like because I'll catch myself being like, you know, I get jealous. I'm a human.
Of course, we all do. Oh, I'm so guilty of it. Oh my god.
We're so guilty of our emotions. Let's just admit it.
Yes.
And it's just like I'll have to take a step back and be like, wait a minute. I'm kind of like in love with what is going on in this photo, though. Like, I'm inspired by it. Let me screenshot it. And I'll always end up applying it back to my work as a designer, because I'm like, oh, this is what the people are wearing. This is what the people want. I might not like it.
Yeah.
But I'll grow to like it one day.
Yeah. No, honestly, I love that. And like, I love your content. Seriously, your vacation, I was looking through you because this weather. She's not it.
I needed it.
I know, girl, honestly, and it's honestly what I love about like College Fashionista, and just like our little community is the community. Like, we will all hype each other up, and I love that, and I just love that like we inspire each other. But I'm definitely like, I wish I was on vacation half the time. Like, it's definitely something that I feel like just us being girls, like I think we're both really big like girls, and I think that's rare to find on social media, and that's what I love with like the creators love, just like stuff like this where we can connect, because it's rough out here, guys.
No, for real.
Hard.
I feel you, because like I love that the creators love brought us together.
Yes.
I love College Fashionista, because it is so hard to find like a girl's girl, like like growing up, you know. And I feel like growing up in the 2000s, like 2010s ish, it's like everyone was kind of like, there weren't really that many girls in my neighborhood, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like high school, you know, there were like the cliques, and I think that was something I talked about a little bit in like my first episode, just getting into it. Like, even social media itself, like everybody was like, why are you on YouTube? And I was like, because Jacqueline Ellis.
No, literally, like Michelle Fan, all of them girlies, I love them.
I miss them.
No, me too. It's like
core time.
Bring them back. Bethany Moda, like I love watching those videos and making YouTube videos, as like I did that too when I was in high school, and people would ask me like, girl, you're never gonna get famous. I'm like, that's not my goal.
No.
My goal is just do my makeup in front of a camera right now, you know? It's just about making yourself happy and finding a community along the way. It's like, that's like, oh, it's like holding a gold medal, you know? Like, you won the Olympics, and It's so great. I recently joined College Fashion Needs campus reps, campus representatives. So I recently became one for F.I.T.
Oh my god,
so
congrats!
excited. Thank you.
That's so fun.
It's like the first time I really get to like host some events with like other girls.
Oh
so
my god.
I'm really excited.
I love that. That's honestly, like, you hit so many good points right there. I mean, I miss Bethany Moto. I love that girl. Honestly, I think it's like that sense of community where it's like safe too, because it's really like some girls will put in their Instagram bio like, I'm a girl's girl, and it's like, hey, you're not a girl's girl.
Like, I've met you in real life though.
That period. Like, I have met and went to all these like influencer events and things, and it's like meeting people in real life is very different, but having like that sense of community where it's like you feel safe, and now you're gonna make your own little world at F.I.T, and it's just gonna be so freaking fun. I'm excited, honestly. It's even with my little serotonin Saturdays, I'm gonna throw that in there. Like,
Yes.
I am so excited for that, just to like bring people together in a really safe way, because I feel like with social media it gets scary because someone can be like, oh yeah, I live here and I do this, but they're just not who they say they are, but their face does.
Exactly. I'm so excited for you to start Serotonin Saturdays. I know we were just talking about it before we started recording, but like, it's just like seeing the smile on my friends' faces when they're doing something they love and that they're like so passionate about it. It's like, there's nothing, honestly, this may sound cheesy, but it's just like, there's nothing brighter. Like, I don't care about my own success at that point. I'm just like, oh my god, go girl, like, do what you want to do. Like,
that's a real one. I know you're good.
I got passionate.
No, literally, no, I love it. No, and that's the thing, is like, I want to see all my friends succeed and like doing their things. Like, my friend Camille like has her own little, you know, phone case line and like fashion line, and now you're doing everything at F.I.T, and I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna see you on the runway next season?
Girl, you have to.
I have to. I'm like so excited. It's the funnest time. And then tying into my last question, so I know you heard like the first episode and everything like that, and I kind of just talked about like my grateful purpose in life is really like creating content and, you know, trying to be super inspiring and everything, but also just like be a girl's girl, like a true girl's girl, and really talk about mental health and just shine a positive light on it. What do you think is your like grateful purpose in life? What makes you like as passionate with the mic like you were? Just like very like, this is why I want to live my life the way I do.
Honestly, it's because of fashion. Like,
Love.
I just can't help it. It's one of those things where since I was a little girl, like having so many different women around me, different sizes, different ages, they all had their own styles. It was like, I was always soaking it in. I was always reading magazines. Like, and mind you, I did not know English till I was 3. So, yeah, we only spoke Russian in the house till I went to pre-K.
Love. Live a bilingual queen.
Period. It was like seeing those beautiful like outfits in Vogue. I'm like, I want to be a part of that. And like, that made me gain such like a purpose that like something was meant to be, because it felt so right. Like, going to F.I.T felt so right. I took a year off from F.I.T actually between my associates and bachelors because of my like health concerns, and I didn't get into so F.I.T is a little silly. They do an associate's fashion design program, which is 2 years, and then you have to reapply again with the whole portfolio if your GPA is under 3.0.
Oh god.
To be fair, I was at a 2.98, and
come on.
and they just didn't like my portfolio, so I took that year to like, you know, really find what I wanted to do in fashion, and I figured out I think my grateful purpose in that is like creating accessible fashion that is inclusive in size, is sustainable, is doing what people want. And because, you know, there was a statistic I read that like, not that I read, but that I heard in class, like about 40 million pounds of clothes just go into landfills every year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and a good amount of that clothes is like, people aren't gonna buy what's not fitting them.
Yeah.
People aren't gonna buy what's not trendy or fashionable. Like, everyone deserves luxurious fashion.
Yes.
Everyone deserves to feel like fashionable, and like, that's what my work has been about. So like, one of the things I brought, if you want to hold up that side, this is a corset I made.
Wait, this is so cute.
Thank you. It's actually,
you guys, oh my god.
through this one corset, it's about like 8 to 10 sizes.
Wow.
Versatile.
Wait, that's amazing.
Yeah, it clasps in the front, and then in the back it's like laced up.
Look at the back. Oh my god. literally, that's actually so amazing. It's like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but in a corset.
Within the side of the heart here, I sewed in a little note to my grandfather because he actually passed away that year while I was making this. It was one of those things where my heart just shattered. And it was like, it just felt like I needed to finish this like for him, because it was literally like heart, like the front is literally a heart, and he was my heart. Like he taught me how I deserve to be treated. My dad did too, but my grandfather, like different. Y'all know, if you had a grandpa who treated you like the queen, you will take nothing less from no man. So can't help it. And it was just like, so when I got back into school and I got re-accepted into my bachelor's program, I couldn't help but feel like, okay, like I feel like my grandpa did that a little, like, he did something in there.
This is literally, can I have this?
Girl, if you want, we could do a photo shoot.
Oh my god.
There's bottoms to match.
Now what color are the bottoms?
Pink.
I love this shade of pink too. I literally want like my wedding dress in this.
Okay, we'll talk.
Yeah, literally. Juliette's designing my wedding gown.
As I should.
As you should. Like I'm here for it.
I also brought this. I don't know if you want to open it up and show the people. It's actually my current fashion journal.
Love.
It looks so like.
I mean, we should open it this way.
Basically, all these designs are inspired by my family, and it's inspired by their time in the 60s before they like left the USSR. And it's also inspired by like my trouble with being able to see. So I've titled the collection I'm making through this "Seeing Clearly." These are all my swatches.
Oh my god, seeing clearly. How amazing is that?
I know they're all like falling out, but it's just like a bunch of hand-knit swatches because I am a knitwear specialization at F.I.T. And it's really like I'm incorporating braille into the designs, you know? I'm making them accessible for people who can't see.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's just fun. It's been such like a wonderful project.
I've never seen something written in braille like on clothing. That's like,
oh girl, just wait.
Oh my god. Seriously, I'm gonna be seeing you on the runway, so good
for sure.
Me. I'm gonna get a front row seat and everything.
Yeah, but like I just feel like this is all a part of my grateful purpose, tying back to your question, like making clothes, making people feel like no matter what adversities they have gone through in life, that they are deserving and they are worthy of not only good clothes, but to be treated properly and to treat themselves properly. And I just like making people feel good.
Yeah.
Like I can't help it. When I see someone wear my designs and they're smiling, I'm done.
You're like, this is what I'm here for. This is your grateful purpose. I mean, honestly, I think especially inclusivity in the fashion industry, I've been to just 2 seasons of Fashion Week, and my first time I was like, what's going on? By my second time, I'm like, where is like the inclusivity? Where is like, you know, I mean, thank God we're not in like 2008 where it's like Ugly Betty was my go-to show, and I love Ugly Betty. I love Ugly Betty so much. That's like, we need a reunion. Just saying. But you know, just back then too, like everybody was like literally a size 00. The whole Abercrombie thing, like that had such an impact. There was nothing like this, and I think it's so special with your grandfather too, because we gotta be treated like queens, you know. Like I always say, know your worth and at the tax period. Like that's amazing. Like I love that. Like just your fashion design speaking more than just fashion, you know. It's like, oh my god, I'm stealing this top by the way.
Okay, go for it.
I literally, this shade of pink is everything.
I love it. Most of my fabrics that I get, when I say sustainable, I mean that I'm getting like the fabrics from their places of origin. So in my travels, like, or if my like family is traveling, like bring me fabric from a little rickety dickety shop, please. And it's just, I love reusing it. I use up every little scrap, you know. I've used like stuff that isn't fabric in my designs to hold it up. Like some of the boning in here, I think I made myself through like just abstract pieces I found.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like
girl, this is like silk and
then lace. It's like,
I love lace.
Me too. It's from the Middle East, and it's so special because like I am Jewish, and like getting this in like the Middle East, like it wasn't a Jewish shop, but it was, it felt very special to me because I was like, wow, like these like lace detailings are just so important to like the culture of which my family couldn't grow up in because they grew up in the USSR, and like you know, it was a very atheist country. You weren't allowed to express who you were through clothes at all, or how general, you know.
Yeah, like
it's just like anyone's families who's you know immigrated with that struggle knows like when you create something or you get something, whether it be a piece of fabric or a little tchotchke, like you know it can feel so special. You'll carry around forever.
Yeah, and it's so meaningful because it's like it incorporates more than just clothing. It's inclusive. It's sustainable. It has your grandfather's like. I know you made this with love. Like you do everything with love, but you know, it's just so meaningful. So I love this shade of pink. I just can't stop staring at it.
I know, I love it too. Honestly, girl, I need to see you in it.
I'm down. I'm so down. Next fashion week, should I just strut?
Exactly.
I love it. Honestly, I think that's like the most special definition of grateful purpose I've heard in so long. Like, no, seriously, I think it's really important because it's hard to find like genuine people that love to genuinely like make clothes. I think, you know, with everything going on now, people are like, oh yeah, okay, I'll go up to like an XL or like a size 12, but like these are what you said, 8 sizes?
Yeah, I made it range from 8 sizes, just like, you just got
so speechless. No, I seriously, like, I love that because you don't see that, like, anywhere, and then it's all the fabrics from everywhere. I think that's really cool about traveling, too. You get to find all the fashion from, like, everywhere, and
I'm just, like, so inspired by, like, people. I'm not, like, being a New Yorker, living here my whole life, I've seen people, like, dress however they want, and it's, like, it's like, stuff sticks with you, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just one of those, like, this is probably my favorite piece I've made to date, and, like, I've been doing this for almost 10 years.
That's so crazy. No, I love that, honestly. It's just, like, you grow with, like, your fashion and everything that you learn, because, like, New York, I was just saying this to my brother the other day, New York is such a melting pot, where it's, like, you will see someone across the street in a business suit and another girl in, like, streetwear, and it's, fashion is just...
I mean, look at the Creators Loft. So many people came. We were all in the same community. Everyone was dressed to the tens in their own style, and like, no, not one person was dressed the same. And I love that.
No,
it was so awesome.
And I loved it because it's like, especially because everyone's in different points in college. Like I've been graduated, but at the same time, it's like exactly. It's like there are some people that like their makeup was so on point, and I'm just obsessed. And then their clothes, and it speaks to who they are. You know what I mean? And I think that's like the funnest part of fashion is like, I always wear all black, but when I dress in color, it's over. Like, I love showing it through my fashion too, and I know you do too, and it's so just meaningful that you can make it with just so many different pieces of fabric like that. I'm obsessed. I'm gonna go wear this. So it's so cute. Thank you so much for coming on the Grateful Purpose podcast.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun. I'm so like grateful to have had this experience with you. It was so cute.
And we will hang out at the first serotonin Saturday. I'm so excited. All right, bye guys.